Alright chat, welcome back. So, match day report as always the day after the match, which is not exactly match day report, but we'll roll with it because, you know, it's better to do it the next day like I said because there's more information, it gives me more time to process the game and all that lovely stuff. So, let's jump into the news, the little itty goody bits, shall we? Let me just check my webcam. Yeah, I'll just make sure I place back in the top left corner. Anyways, Preston North and Swansea shitty, 2-1 Preston victory, giving us our best start in the league since 2008. God damn, that's a good figure. So, 11 shots to their 10, 3 of ours on target, 1 of theirs on target. Swansea didn't exactly have a massive attacking threat the whole game due to their off-target shots, but the ones that were close to being good shots weren't off-target by much, so they definitely did have a bit of a threat going forward, but we either disposed of it or they just had no absolute, they were just lacking the quality. So yeah, good stuff. 61% possession for them, so they had a lot of the possession, but when we had the possession, we made sure we used it well. We were playing some very intelligent balls through the field, making sure to keep it low at the times when it mattered the most. Excuse me? I'm trying to talk here. Little bitch. So yeah, we didn't have a lot of the possession, but when we did have the possession, we used it well, and we made a very very good tactical decision to change formation partway through the game, which helped us big time. So yeah, I'll go over that in just a momento. So, player ratings first, as always. We're going back to the Lancashire Post now instead of Lancs Live, because George Hodgson has changed his reporting field. So, Freddie Woodman, a 6. Little he could do about the Ashby goal, kicking hit and miss in the first half, but dealt with late crosses to keep Swansea out. Story, a 6, started aggressive, getting tight to Swansea attackers, lost Patino for the goal, looked to get forward and link play up. Lindsay, a 7, went about his business well in the heart of the defence, clearing crosses, reading danger, keeping it simple. Hughes, an 8, on the ball, on the front foot and put in some excellent tackles. One was goal saving in the first half, his header to equalise was wonderful. Potts an 8, endless endeavour down the right flank. He started the season strongly. Ledson a 7, which were a good game for Ledson by the way. A couple of loose moments but went into the book early and managed to get the game well enough from there. Which, when he got booked, I thought he would have been first choice to take off, you know, considering how early he went into the book. But he kept a level head for the rest of the game, played very well, did some good balls. He made one shit pass after that, like one disastrously shit pass. But beside that, I thought Ledson had a good game. Brown an 8, another top shift, moved into a more advanced role on the hour, provided a great assist. Oh, my screen flickered. Best a 5, an off day for the youngster. Happy 18th birthday, by the way, Keane Best. What? Restart required? I'll do it later. Keane Best a 5, an off day for the youngster, but still early days for him. Caught out a couple of times defensively, with Ashby sneaking into dangerous positions. Holmes an 8, much more involved than the last week and was busy throughout. Stuck his goal away emphatically and was a threat for P&E. Mads a 7, frustrating first half, but kept his head up and assisted Holmes brilliantly for the winner, committed shift. Keane a 7, tireless work up there for the lone striker, chasing every lost cause and linking the game up, so first half shot saved. Subs, McCann a 7, full of energy and bite off the bench. Watmore a 6, slotting in at the back to help see the points home, and Woodburn a 6, fresh legs in the closing stages, applying pressure, putting the tackles in, as he usually does. And it worked out very well. The biggest thing that I always say before a game when we see the team sheet is no McCann, no party, and it shows. Obviously, of course, McCann is one of our best players. There is absolutely no hiding it. He's probably our best midfielder. I personally rate him a little bit more than Whiteman, but that's just me personally. And yeah, whenever McCann's not on the team sheet, you can definitely tell there is some struggling going on in the midfield. But with McCann there to keep things simple, play the intelligent balls, and to bring the play up that bit more, everything just looks a bit more positive in the midfield. And of course, bringing McCann on for best allowed us to change shape to have 4 at the back. And having 4 at the back allowed us to be that extra little bit more defensive, so that we're not getting caught out like we did in the first half, and to also bring it forward a little bit more with 4 in the midfield as well. Bringing the 2 up front as well allows players like Brown, who are comfortable playing further up forward and in the middle and stuff like that. It allows these players to do that. So yeah, it's good to see. One of the biggest problems people had with Ryan Law last season was his substitutions, and I can agree they were a bit strange, but this is a good start. If this continues, then I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I want to read this column. Normally I don't really read these things, but I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but 4 things learned. I just think it's interesting to get this perspective. And back 4 can work. That's what I've just said myself. The Preston North End manager is the first to have the finger pointed at him when things go wrong, so it's only right for Ryan Law to comes in for praise when he gets it right. There we go. Sorry, I can't read today. I've just finished work. I still smell like onion. It's my breath. I can just taste onion all over my breath. It's ugh. Check your mails. In the second half, low replaced Kean Best with Ali McCann went for a back four. That changed, so Hughes go to left back, McCann slot next to Ledson, Brown going to the number 10 with Mads on the left and Duane on the right. 4 minutes after the tweak, North End were level. Brown wants to play higher up, and it was a wonderful cross from him, which Hughes steers home. Frocchio then skinned his man down, and the left provided the perfect assist for Holmes to score the winner, which did fall to Hughes at first, I believe, but he slips, so Holmes puts it away. So right place, right time, it's good to see. Peony's manager spoken about adapting flexibility, so for Preston to turn the game on its head the way they did, Luck should take great satisfaction, and I agree. He's clearly asking the team to play differently this season and get the ball forward as quickly as possible, and so far that change is paying off. And that is exactly one of the few things that we got wrong last season. Defensively we were sound, like in terms of keeping possession and trying to play the defensive game and keep hold of possession so that we can, try and balance out our attacking plan a little bit more, cautiously. It cost us a lot of times, because other times when we was making that charge forward, we might have been a bit in too deep, or other things that caught us out really easily, individual players making certain errors. So to see us trying to get forward a bit more this time with a more reserved, patient and resilient play style, I'm loving it so far, because it's really helping us out. It's exactly what we were missing last season. If we had that striker up front with us as well, then it would be even better, but for now I'm happy with what we have. Mads has magic. North End Summer Recruit is an extremely likeable character, and Saturdays will only make him more of a fan favourite, even though he already is a fan favourite. He sent 2 wild first half shots over the crossbar, which was a shame, but he kept his head up and went to have a huge say in the match. Frockel's assist for Holmes was a thing of beauty the day, and drawing Swansea down to the left, and before sliding the ball through Jay Fulton's legs and laying it on the plate for his teammate to net the winner. On the day in Law said post-match, I was screaming at him to get up. He was absolutely knackered, so he'll have to have a few more days of recovery. He's a good player and he's getting used to the English League, which is tougher. He has got those moments of quality, hasn't he? So I'm happy to see that Law was saying for him to get up, because that's exactly what Mads needs to do. He has a foot on him that he can use, which fair enough, he had a bit of a heavy foot on the day. He shot them over the top, but in terms of what he can do assist-wise, if he's not making the direct attack, he's very good. I love what he can do on the ball. He's fantastic. So yeah, very good signing for us. And something I noticed as well all game, there was these fellas sat behind us who were like, after the first 2 shots Mads had, they was like, Jesus Christ, this Mads is shit. I don't know what he's doing. And I'm like, are you having a joke, mate? Have you not been watching, the rest of the season? But come second half, he makes that one nutmeg and he's like, oh my god, go on. And then he makes the assist and he's like, oh my god, what a pass, what a player. And I'm like, you've just been slagging him off for the last hour. What do you mean, what a pass, what a player? Calm down. There's some people who need to keep level heads when they watch games. I understand Mads needed to get forward a bit more, but just, as I say, let him cook. And that's what he cooked. So yeah, there you go. Hughesy back to his best. North End's number 16 spoke a few weeks ago about his shoulder causing him real problems, having injured it early in the campaign against Watford. With that issue now behind him, the defender looks revitalised. His aggression and speed is back at the level he's reached before. Hughes made a goal-saving tackle in the first half and headed North End's equaliser in the second. His defending and intensity on the whole was excellent. He's a massive important player in the back three when he's on his game, and P&E look like they have Hughes back at his best. The Welshman came in for praise post-match too, with Law saying he's a top player, he's been fantastic since I came through the door. And the other thing that bothers me is the fact that we have Cunningham sat on the bench, whose deal expires in December. Now I understand he's mainly just he's primarily going to be a reserves player, a backup player for in case we ever get an injury and he needs to slot in for Lindsay, or if he needs to slot in for Hughes, because he can play left back, centre back, but that's all he is. He's a backup option. I like him as a character, so I feel sorry for him because he definitely wants the minutes, but it is what it is. Patience needed with Kean. Nobody expected Kean Best to be the first choice of P&E this season, and he is still so young. Best with brilliant last weekend at Sheff Wednesday, and deservedly stayed in the team for the Swansea encounter. He got through 63 minutes with Swans right wing back Harrison Ashby getting the better of him on a few occasions. Lowe explained earlier this week that he's no longer targeting a left-sided player, but it's an outlook P&E should perhaps reconsider. No, I'm yawning. With 1 week left in the transfer window, Best has quality in his left foot and real potential, but there is so much being asked of him right now so soon. Brady's return will ease the pressure, but there are clearly injury concerns around the Irishman, whose form last season was up and down. And that's my biggest problem with Brady. He's very injury prone and he's very inconsistent. But with Kean, there is a quality player in him. The only problem is we've just not fully brought it out yet. He's still only a baby, as you say. So anything, if like you say, one bad tackle, that's it. Potential career-changing injuries, especially at such a young age as well. Don't get me wrong, he's got a magical left foot, but we just can't be relying on a 18-year-old to pull us through the league. As fantastic as it would be for him, and as much as I'd like that for him, we just can't keep expecting from him. which why the left-sided search being called off is a bit strange to me, but it is what it is. Right, and last but not least, Ryan Law delivers cryptic Preston North End transfer update after the win over Swansea. Preston North End manager Ryan Law praised his side's character in Saturday's 2-1 win over Swansea and is now looking ahead of the vital final week of the transfer window. The Lily Whites boss saw his side make it 10 points from 12 and maintain their unbeaten start to the season. Second half goals from Hughes and Holmes turned the game on its head after Harrison Ashby's close range strikes sent the visitors in ahead at half time. At half time I wanted to go on. I thought the first half was incredibly poor to watch. So the fact that second half FC we've been recently, but the fact that we've come out like the way we did made the resilience, made the tactical change. Very good. Hughes headed in from Alan Brown's cross 67 minutes away. Yeah, North End did it the hard way, but Law was proud of his team come the full-time whistle. It's down to the players. Me and Morshy had a chat and we wanted to change one or two things. We got Ali on the pitch and got Dwayne and Mads out wide, causing problems. With Brownie in the 10, we obviously surprised them by doing that and we ended up scoring 2 goals by doing it. We then flipped back to a back 3 because we felt we needed to. Low added, fair play to the group. They've been fantastic. Going a goal down was tough and we know we could have done better for their goal. But we showed the attitude and application after that and then raised it in the second half. I asked for a bit more in the pressing and the lads showed the resilience to come back. It's pleasing. They're all doing fantastic and listening to the instructions. They caused us 1 or 2 problems in the first half, but once we dealt with that at half time, I thought we were the better team. Absolutely we were. I thought we played some good football in the second half in their half. We moved it from one side to the other, dropped it out into areas where we could create, and wide centre-back stepped in to overload and make the 3v2s. That's what we want to do, overload the sides, get players into positions we can potentially create some chances. Next week is North End's final chance for PNE to build up on their 6 summer signings, with the transfer window closing at 11 PM on Friday. Preston are desperate for attacking additions, with Wilkie the only fit senior striker currently at the club. Lowe is expecting deals to be done. We've had to, Lowe said, we've had to move, we're not just looking at one person, so Cannon's now basically off the radar. And when that's asked directly if Tom Cannon is out of reach, he said, I don't know, that's for someone else to answer. We'll keep doing what we need to do, we've got options, that is the main thing, and we'll activate this week. If it has to go into Friday night, it will. I don't really want that because we have to travel to Stoke on the Friday and I don't want to be staying at the training ground until all hours, but if it means B, it means B. We are alright, we've got plan A and plan B in process. Hopefully plan A comes off, which will be Cannon, but at the same time I'm now losing all optimistic and hope for Cannon simply because we've waited this long, made no moves. Everton keep him on the bench. He did get minutes against Wolves, but the point is Everton don't seem interested in his development until they can fill in, the little spaces that they need. And if it gets down to the wire, Cannon's going nowhere, and that's the only problem we have with things. If he's going anywhere, it has to be on a permanent, and that is rumoured to be 5 million as far as I'm aware, but it's inconsistent across sources. In terms of other transfer news, recently Archer's made his move to Sheffield United for I think 18 million, what I last read. It could be wrong, but yeah, happy for the lad. As always, ex-players, I'm always happy for them, especially if it was likeable ones like Archer was. He was a fan favourite for sure. But yeah, I wish him all the best for his future. Oh, I've just pulled a nail out of my foot. Oh my god. I'll go and deal with that in just a second. But anyways, fucking hell, that's a bit strange. I was wondering, I felt there was something in my sock, and I was like, what is that? And it's like digging into my foot, and I'm like, this hurts. So yeah, I just had a nail in my foot. God damn. Right. Anyways, I'll sign off and I'll go deal with my feet problem then. Thanks for watching. If there's any news about transfers before the window closes, which I'm expecting there to be, I will let you all know. But until then, thanks for watching again, and I will see you all for the next game, if not for transfer news.